the best activists I know. There you are. Thank you. Let's all take a deep breath. Let's acknowledge that this land was stolen from the indigenous people that were here before. Let's acknowledge that this nation was built on injustices and human rights violations of slavery, of people that were stolen from their homeland, and are rightfully waiting for the reparations that they still have not gotten and deserve. Let's also acknowledge that anywhere more than one transgender, non-binary person gathers is sacred land. My name is Forbis. My pronouns are he, him, his. I'm a Houstonian, I'm a transgender man, and I'm mad as hell. Elections are over. They're gone. Everybody cast their ballot in November, and now we have to pick up the pieces and fight for our freedoms and fight for our rights in the Texas session.
Yes.
This isn't the time to talk about how to vote, when to vote. This is the time to talk about how to mobilize our voices, how to build bridges, how to build community, how to build coalitions. Because when one of us is under attack, all of us are under attack. And it doesn't matter how much money you have, the color of your skin, your height, your weight, where you were born, when you were born, what languages you speak. Because if you're a part of my people, you're family. And I will fight like hell for you. We have 66 bad bills against our community this year and 50 good ones. 66 implications of someone deciding that they need to write legislation against our people, against our being, that we can't exist in our own right, in our own state, not even in the safety of our own homes, without the laws permeating between the doors and telling us that you're not enough. And that makes me angry. And what fuels that passion? As strongly as I can be angry towards these bills, I can be just as loving and caring and an open door to my community. And that's what brings me here today. We can't learn by forgetting. The past 10 years, the Texas legislative sessions have been anti-gay, anti-trans, anti-LGBT, and they're not stopping.
No.
Now they've decided attacking transgender and non-binary people isn't enough. Attacking trans children isn't enough. We need to go after their culture and their lifestyles. Let's get into their churches. Let's go after their small businesses. They're not legislating against Twin Peaks and Hooters.
Right.
They're legislating against where our community gathers to find community, where we hold our fundraisers when someone has to have an emergency medical procedure. Those are the places that they're going. Our lives aren't trivial. We've been here since the beginning of time, and we will continue to be here until the end of time. As I said, anywhere more than one transgender person gathers is sacred. And transgender people aren't to be feared. But you know what it is? Transphobia.
Yes, that's right.
The fact that we can have ideologies pumped into our media systems that dehumanize the very human beings that you sit in traffic with every morning going to work. That you argue over the price of eggs with against transgender people is transphobia. And when we want to talk about systemic injustices, to breaking down barriers, because I will make it very clear, abortion is healthcare. Hormone blockers are healthcare. Testosterone is healthcare. Estrogen is healthcare. And doctors' examination room and medical bills are stressful enough without the state of Texas barging in the doctor's office with our pants down. It is enough. Stay out of my business, leave me to my privacy, and legislate the damn grid. We have to practice destroying transphobia through empathy. I think that's something that the transgender and non-binary community is very familiar with. We often have to be able to, and a lot of communities are very familiar with code switching, but being able to not just shape the way you speak, the way you exist in so many different settings is exhausting. So I'm asking my allies and opponents, challenge yourself. Challenge yourself. Become educated, because while we are collectively fighting systems of white supremacy, voter suppression and intimidation, gerrymandering, hate campaigns, racism, misogyny, transphobia, xenophobia, anti-labor, industrial medical complexes, the industrial war complex, not to forget Facebook and YouTube algorithms that profit off of content that dehumanizes our community and our people. They're making money on our backs while we're the ones that are being shot in the streets. We need to call out all of it. Because every single one of those right-talking heads that's pumping out GOP content, they're doing it on our backs. And so I have done it before, and I'm going to do it again, and I encourage all of you to. I need these social media platforms to start doing their damn job and removing hate from their platform.
Agreed.
Transphobia doesn't exist because we exist. It exists because of patriarchal beliefs created by society. And now they're trying to commit it during this legislative session, right? Pushing all of these ideologies, white supremacy, racism, misogyny. But you want to know something that does exist because we exist? Transgender euphoria. Right? That feeling, I came out in 2010, 2011. I've been in this fight for a long time. And I didn't have to start fighting for my right to exist until 2015 when the Houston Equal Rights Ordinance came out. And that was when they started legislating against us. And you want to know why that happened? The fall of 2015? Because in July of 2015, marriage equality became federal law.
Right.
Who are we going to fight now? Right. They have federal protections. Let's go after the transgender community.
Yeah, it's true.
So I want to end with this. Everything about this space, I love what your organization's doing out, Act Out Houston, Texas. Everything about this is what's beautiful about Houston and about Texas.
Correct.
But once we go outside of these spaces that we define for ourselves and for each other, it becomes a scary place. So I want to say, be gentle with yourself. Allow yourself the space to mourn when you're sad and to celebrate when you're happy. If you become overwhelmed, put the phone down. It's okay. This fight has been going on for a very long time, and we need everybody involved. But when you get to that point, take a step back. Self-preservation is important. As much as it is for this 88th Texas session, we need you here in the 89th,
That's right.
and the 90th, and the 91st. You see where I'm going with this? So with that, if you need access to resources, such as a name or gender marker change, check out the Texas Legal Trans Aid name change. If you want to follow bills, follow Equality Texas and the Transgender Education Network of Texas. Those are the best places, in my opinion, to be able to keep up with the bills that are on thinking that are up on the top. And we have to make sure that, and if you want some trans joy, look up the AAA Alliance. That's an organization that's doing really good to put some nice events together. But we have to also make sure that we're centering the voices that are most often intact. And I think that I'm amongst a community that understands the importance of intersectionality. So we want to make sure that we're of course always putting BIPOC, Black, Indigenous, people of color in front of this narrative.
Right.
Because we can all understand how this fight exists, but I don't need to experience racism daily to understand that someone's going to have a very different outlook and fight in life. I don't need to have a child or an abortion to understand that access to these things are incredibly important and are a human right. And you don't need to be transgender or a neighbor of a transgender person to understand that our plight is hard. I have empathy for my neighbors because I love them as human beings. I don't need to live under their household.
That's right.
So once again, trans rights are human rights. Black lives matter. Abortions are healthcare. I just mentioned. And love yourself.
Yes.
You are beautiful people.
That's right.
Love yourself. Thank you to the Montrose Center and ActOut Houston for putting this together. And let's go get them. Let's get those 66 bills shot down in that pink building in Texas, right? Right in Austin. Thank you. My name is Dylan Forbis. It was such a joy to speak here tonight. Thank y'all very much.
Love you, Dylan.